Lucid Motors, an EV company, is entering the market for eco-friendly luxury vehicles. The company is anticipated to compete in the electric vehicle market with Tesla, Rivian, and Nikola Motors, which is one of the world's fastest-growing automotive industries. The President Biden summit on Friday, as well as the bipartisan infrastructure package that is likely to be finalized, have given the electric vehicle industry a boost in momentum. In today's video, we will discuss 5 more reasons to invest in LCID today. Welcome back to New Vehicle Media, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing's free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar videos. Comments are loved and featured in upcoming videos. On the 10th of August 2021, shares of Lucid stock were up around 4%. It's been tough for Lucid Motors, a young electric vehicle manufacturer, to score important victories of this nature in recent years. There has been a downward trend in this stock since the beginning of this year. Indeed, since its 52-week high, the stock of Lucid has lost more than 60% of its value as investor sentiment has fluctuated up and down. Recent events, however, have worked in the company's favor, particularly in the EV sector. Let's dive deep into the 5 events that made Lucid look promising. Fisker and Foxconn. Fisker and Foxconn, the Taiwanese company that manufactures iPhones, have decided to work together on the development and production of a new electric vehicle. Both organizations have worked quickly on the design and are now digging into technical aspects and engineering, including working on a patent for a new method of opening a trunk and other technological advancements. The Project PEAR automobile, which stands for Personal Electric Automotive Revolution, will be manufactured and distributed under the Fisker brand name in North America, Europe, China, and India. Pre-production in the United States is scheduled to begin by the end of 2023, with production ramping up the following year. To start, the significant improvement at rival Fisker has driven speculative electric vehicle stocks higher today. Investors should keep an eye on the stock, according to Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas. This is a big improvement for a stock that had recently traded around $15. If all goes well, the analyst expects Fisker to hit $90. It is undeniably true that this event has brought to light the potentially undervalued nature of other electric vehicle players like Lucid. Lucid was also trading in sync with competitor Fisker, which jumped 21.56% after Fisker and Foxconn announced their collaboration. The deal would benefit Lucid since it would appear to be a cheap stock that may soar in value. New store opening. Lucid Motors factory is in Casa Grande. However, the luxury vehicle maker plans to open its first retail location in Arizona. The store in Scottsdale Fashion Square is Lucid Studios' 9th location, expanding the company's network. They have opened stores in Manhattan and West Palm Beach so far this year. The Lucid Scottsdale studio makes automobile shopping fun. It lets clients interact with the brand and learn about its products in a unique and fun experience. The studio's digital experience enhances the actual experience of seeing and experiencing a Lucid Air. No dealership, no test drives, simply models and a virtual reality presentation. Visitors to the studio can customize exterior color, interior finishes, and more in both actual and virtual reality. Customers can also have fun from home. From a cloud-based version of Lucid Studio, customers can digitally interact with the car as a Lucid employee talks them through key features and setting options. Electric vehicle-related enterprises flourish in Arizona. A 1 million square foot lithium-ion battery manufacturing facility will be built by Core Power and Lucid around 40 miles from Phoenix. The initial units will be built at Lucid's Casa Grande plant, where an expansion will eventually expand annual production capacity to nearly 500,000 units. Senate passage. The White House indicated in a tweet that it is assisting automakers in general with supply chain issues. Biden announced that by 2030, half of all new vehicles sold in the U.S. will be battery, plug-in hybrid, or fuel cell electric. The bill was moved to the House of Representatives. While Republicans and Democrats disagree on the amount of the bill, however, Wall Street expected it to pass, and the bill passed the Senate 69-30. Nice. Senate Democrats' focus is on a $3.5 trillion proposal that focuses on quote-unquote human infrastructure. Some EV subsidies may be incorporated into future legislation that is enacted across party lines through the budget reconciliation process. This is great news for American automakers, especially electric vehicle makers like Lucid. The Biden administration has promised funds to help American EV producers fulfill key milestones over the next decade. This direct financial injection could be a godsend to help the EV new company reach their goals. Peter Rawlinson of Lucid has discussed the importance of government support for the EV market in boosting rival Tesla's success. According to him, without the funding, the Model S would not exist and Tesla would likely cease to exist. Tesla's success is largely due to the US government. That is very impressive on the government's part. Government battery infrastructure support. The Biden government has also stated that funds will be made available to upgrade US charging infrastructure. Republicans and Democrats secured an agreement on a bill that will invest $1.2 trillion on infrastructure, climate change, and other areas after weeks of negotiations. By establishing a national EV charging network, this law would be a watershed event for the automobile industry. The proposal includes $7.5 billion for charging station building around the country, which will surely increase EV adoption. An additional $7.5 billion is included in the bill to shift buses and other modes of public transportation away from fossil fuels and towards zero-emissions alternatives. Amtrak would also receive $66 billion to help pay for backlog repairs and to expand lines across the country. This level of government assistance has enticed investors to consider investing in early-stage EVs. Companies like Lucid may gain if the government can fund the infrastructure required to expand the sector on its own. A rising tide, after all, lifts all boats. It may take some time for the U.S. Senate to enact this new measure, which includes increased financing for EV infrastructure. The current funding, on the other hand, is a step in the right direction, and both parties agree on it because it was accepted by the opposing party. Booming EV market. As the year 2022 approaches, we can see that the electric vehicle boom isn't limited to sedans. It requires the development of a full electric ecosystem, as well as a total reinvention of mobility on all fronts. The global electric vehicle market is estimated to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 26.8% between 2021 and 2030, from 4,093 units to 34,756 units. Manufacturers have been compelled to produce electric vehicles all over the world as a result of reasons such as increased demand for low-emission commuting and governments encouraging long-distance, zero-emission vehicles through subsidies and tax rebates. As a result, there is a growing market demand for electric vehicles. Countries all across the world have set emission reduction targets based on their respective capacities. Furthermore, Lucid Motors stock meets the Motley Fool Stock Advisor's criteria for high-growth disruptive business models. Don't be fooled by the ironic name of the company. They are very good at what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucid Motors stock becomes a top pick, given the Fool's early Tesla buy recommendation and push for forward-thinking firms, particularly in the EV market. When the Motley Fool recommends a company, the stock price usually immediately climbs. Subscribers to the Motley Fool newsletter are typically long-term investors who rarely sell, implying that the stock price will continue to grow. The conclusion: it is difficult to give a single EV company the green light. Tesla stock recently established a bearish death toll when its 50-day moving average crossed below its 200-day simple moving average. These are investor indicators that investors place based on experience. A brief look at the Tesla chart suggests that the event may be short-lived. Risky investors, on the other hand, think they can ride a heavy wave if they invest in Lucid, especially when the stock seems to create a support base of about $23, which, for a recently formed business, is impressive. What are your thoughts? Is it a good time to hold a long position? Let us know in the comments section below. Sukhmik Ox believes that Lucid's possible China expansion could backfire due to an overabundance of orders. The fact that Lucid is a newcomer to the market, this could create some inconvenience. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscription is still free and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.